Hi there and welcome back. Well, in the first video, I was talking about how uncertainty plays an important role when we are trying to kickstart our coaching business. Uncertainty actually feeds the fear of showing up, which ultimately blocks your communication. That's why I believe that success in building a coaching business is a balance between strategy on one hand and mindset, and emotional resilience, confidence on the other hand. And believe me, I know what I'm talking about. What I'm saying here is coming from my own personal experience. I spent almost 2 years after I've been certified through the life coach school until I was finally able to say, okay, here I am, I'm ready, I'm getting started with my coaching business. Well, it felt like a huge achievement when I passed those exams and received that badge. It was a big milestone for me. But very soon I realized it was only the first milestone, one of many, far from the finish line. I found myself in an empty space, feeling a little lost. I had all those coaching tools, but no idea how to actually use them, how to connect with people who need my coaching, and how to ultimately get paid. The answer was, of course, marketing. I needed to start marketing myself. So I started learning online marketing, funnels, social media, ads, platforms. I spent countless hours on courses, webinars, taking notes, and also quite some money, of course. But at the end of the day, I still wasn't able to create a simple introductory website or make a Facebook post and tell what I do. How do I introduce myself? Who am I? What's my offer? I had no answers, no clarity around those questions. So I wasn't even close to starting using those marketing techniques I was learning. I simply didn't know what to write. I didn't have a message, and even though I knew I needed to start creating content, I had no idea what the effective content would look like. That's why I felt extremely uncertain. My fear of showing up was enormous, and my communication was literally blocked. At that point, I decided to kind of pull myself back and forget all of this marketing stuff for a while. I needed, and I also wanted to find out why on earth is this so difficult? Am I so stupid and incapable, or is there something more behind it? What I found out is that there are certain aspects that make marketing of a coaching business a little bit tricky, let's say. Well, think of it. Coaching is a relatively new profession, and when you say, I'm a life coach or something like that, people often don't know what that is. When you say, I'm a doctor or I'm a journalist, mechanic, I don't know, everybody has an image, right? Like a perception, but not when you say, I'm a life coach. It's a blank for them. And the same thing happens when you say, I'll help you with your mindset, or you need to set the boundaries, or why don't you become the best version of yourself? Our coach brains are full of those words and expressions of transformation, but people just don't get it. They don't know those concepts, so they don't know what you're talking about. Another thing is that every coaching business is unique. Every coach builds her coaching on a totally different background. What arises is like a unique mixture or compilation of different skills, knowledge, experience, tools, passions, all powered with this enthusiasm to help. But you need to put all that into words, right? And most importantly, selling coaching is not the same as selling products or services. You are selling you in the form of a personal brand. And people are buying you, your energy, your certainty, your belief in them, which they don't have for themselves. And that can feel vulnerable. So, for me, if I go back to my story, it was essential to first find clarity and words around who I am, what I do, and how I help. I needed to be able to explain that to myself first in order to be able to explain it to others. I had to figure out how to introduce myself, what's my offer, and how I speak to my clients' needs. I wanted to build up this feeling of integrity so that my business reflects who I really am. And I wanted that what I speak, it really feels like me. And finally, I had to get out of my head and start showing up. No more excuses, no more playing it safe. And as a surprise, it was a relief because I was so sick and tired of myself spinning everything in my head for so long that I thought it was about the time to finish that. Now, the good thing about this is that I integrated everything I learned this hard way into my coaching. So now I'm using those techniques that were useful for me at that time when I work with my clients. And here are the steps we take together. First step is that we craft your core messages. Why you started your coaching journey in the first place? What was the trigger? What was the problem? Where were you looking for help but nothing worked for you? What were you searching for and what you found? Do you have a better alternative now to existing or traditional or maybe established ways of solving the problem you experienced? I want you to use your coaching tools and skills and pair them with your experience so that you create a unique process that is innovative, powerful, unconventional, maybe new, fresh, something that everybody needs but no one talks about it. This is your intellectual property. I want you to know how to put it into words because that is what sets you apart from everybody else. The next step is we insert those core messages into your offers, branding, and messaging. Now, offer is the heart of your business. When you have an amazing offer, everything in your business starts to work and selling becomes effortless. Who is the person you love working with? The key to a successful niche is choosing the group of people in which you have a shared experience with. You'll be able to help them because you have overcome the same challenges and you can connect with them through the language in a way that resonates. When you know how you help people and offer them a solution to their greatest, most persistent problem, your offer becomes irresistible, a no-brainer. Like selling water to a thirsty person in Sahara, right? Well, next, how to introduce yourself. You can think of marketing communication as a vehicle. and your brand is a package you deliver. I want you to decide how you want to introduce and position yourself in people's minds so your brand reflects who you really are. And as I said before, selling is talking. I want you to learn communication that sells and find language that feels natural to you. They say that there's only 10% of leads in your audience that are ready to invest in you right now. And you only want to work with them, right? But how to attract those people? We do it by talking to their hell yes desires. They know they need to solve the problem. It's urgent. And when you show them the pathway to their desired happy ending, they pay attention. When you give them clarity around their problem and a credible solution, they get that aha moment, which moves them into selling themselves. And there is no more convincing needed. And to start showing up, I want you to know that people don't buy service from you, as I said before. They buy you, your energy, your certainty. So, how do you speak to someone who is willing to pay to work with you? I want you to build up a rock solid belief that you can help people with the result they desire. And then start making offers, selling, doing consults, creating courses, and putting the content out there. You need to get as many no's as it takes to get a yes. And it can feel scary, right? Embarrassing, vulnerable. But you have to be willing to feel those uncomfortable emotions in order to get that yes. Well, I'll see you in the next video.